Everybody. Today's our discussion will be the development of dentition and occlusion. First, we are going to discuss the development of dentition. Dentition is nothing but the teeth we are having. If to put it in a plain words, the teeth we are having. These dentition changes. It's dynamically changing from a life in the life of a person, from where no teeth exist to where all full set complement of teeth exist. Why we should have a normal knowledge of normal development of dentition and essential. We know that human beings have two types of dentition, and what appears to be normal at a particular stage of dentition may be abnormal in the later phase of dentition. These we are going to discuss about what is called as self-correcting anomalies. We know that according to the Andrews 6 keys of occlusion, there should be no space in the arch between the teeth. But if you see in primary dentition and mixed dentition, there should be a little bit of space in the dentition. So this is normal for that age, whereas in so and again, what appears to be detect deviation from normal is this. I am talking about deviation. I mean, it may be the shape of structures. It may be the timing of eruption. You should be able to know the delays of eruption or the sequence of eruption. Whatever it is occurring, there is a particular what is called as trend. You should be able to detect a little bit of variation, and if there is a mark from the normal, you will be able to type it. And most of occlusions can be averted if you have a knowledge about the disturbances, occlusion tendencies, and the development these are having. So the period of dentition human can be divided into one is no dentition exists, deciduous stage where it exists from 6 months to 6 years, and you have the mixed dentition stage from 6 years to 12 years, where the first molar comes at 6 years and the second molar, permanent molar, comes at 12 years. After the 12 years or the eruption of the second molar, it is called as the permanent dentition stage. So this is how we have the predentate or the gum days, and the primary dentition period which exists from 6 months to 6 years, where you have only the pyramid teeth, and again the permanent dentition period is divided into early dentition or late dentition. Of the first time something is changing. So we know that in mixed dentition, permanent dentition, there is some change. So in the first transitional, we are going to discuss all the changes that are going to occur. Next is the intertransitional stage, where there is no much change in the teachings of the whatever teeth, what are the permanent teeth that are present, they remain like for 1 or 2 years. After that, the second transitional stage, where some other changes, some other transition. So, for example, here anterior permanent teeth replaces, whereas the posterior permanent teeth replaces. So, this is the entire the dentition period of a human being. So, what are guts? We can put our finger in between the gum pads and can feel that. Gittal antar. See that they are గిట్టలు అంటారంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ జస్ట్ లైక్ గుర్రం గిట్టలు మాదిరి ఉంటాయి కాబట్టి దీన్ని గిట్టలు అంటారు అనమాట. ఇక్కడ పెట్టి వీ కెన్ ఫీల్ ది టూత్ teeth. So these pre-dentition period, it exists from birth to 6 months of age. These are called as gum pads. These gum pads are pink in color. In between the teeth may be white in color and showing depending upon the stages of primary teeth. Upper lower is U-shaped, upper is horse-shaped, and the palatal or the lingual is divided by a gingival groove, and you have what is called as dental groove dividing the labial and lingual portions. Likewise, this horseshoe shaped is divided into 10 components of transverse grooves. Each groove corresponds to the one developing primary dentition. So you can see here in the upper 5 on one quadrant, 5 on the other quadrant. Like that, you can see here 5 the bulgings each related to the one primary teeth. Likewise, you see lateral the transverse line between the C and D, that is the canine primary molar, is called as a lateral sulcus, as we are going to discuss. So this is what I have discussed. A transverse grooves, a gingival groove divides the labial and lingual portions. And what is the significance of lateral groove? So if we can see, if you can make the child bring his upper and lower jaw like this, it appears like this. The whole of the mandibular arch is contained within the maxillary arch. This lateral sulcus of upper is a head of lower. We know that whenever the maxillary arch is head of mandibular arch, we call it as a class 2 condition or a post-normal condition. Post-normal, the mandibular is situated in a posteriorly direction compared to the maxilla. Maxilla appears to be a normal child. This is due to cephalic gradient of growth. Last time we have discussed, sella turcica grow rapidly because it's close to the brain or completed birth. Since the maxilla is close, then it completes birth first, and the mandible appears to be retruded. It catches the growth at later ages, what we have discussed about growth pattern and all that. Now we have sometimes we can note that a natal or neonatal teeth are present in the oral cavity of a child. What are the teeth that are present at the time of birth, whereas the neonatal teeth are the teeth that are present within 30 days, that erupt within 30 days after neonatal teeth. Some say it is the teeth that erupts within first 30 days after birth are called as neonatal teeth. And what is the problem associated with this neonatal or natal teeth? It causes a feeding problem. We know that the patient takes his nutrition by suckling or sucking, which has to create negative pressure. Since the presence of tooth cannot sucking or suckling pressure, this causes abrasion of the ventral surface of the tongue and causes ulcers on the ventral surface of the tongue. This is called as Rigopedi disease. Very important short answer for pedo as well as for ortho. Every point in dentition is an important short answer, full on full. So the primary dentition, we have sequence of eruption like this. As usual, the lower teeth erupts. Okay, you can see that the primary first molar erupts before the permanent canine. The sequence is ABDCE and ABDCE. Roughly, you can remember that the month of eruption is, if you can see that this is all dividable 4. 12 to 16 months, 16 to 20, and 24 to 30. The first is the central incisor, lower central incisor that erupts at 16 to 70 years, followed by 18 to 19 years. Then afterwards is the multiplication of by 4, 12 to 16, 16 to 20, and by 2.5 years of age, the primary dentition, all the teeth should erupt. So what are the features of primary dentitions? As we have discussed, there should be the spaces in anterior region, and there are particular type of spaces called as primate spaces, and we will discuss what is the primary molar relationship, and there is a temporary deep bite. Of course, we have seen that mandible is situated a little bit backwards, giving rise to a class 2 condition. So these are the from 6 months where it stops, where it start erupting, the primary dentition start erupting up to 2.5 years of age. And these up to 2.5 years of age, all the primary dentition are erupted by 3 years, and from 3 years to 6 years it is called as the full primary dentition dentate period. So what are the features of primary dentition? Space dentaires, we have what is called as primate spaces or anthropoid spaces, or overbite or overjet is there. Straight terminal plane will be there. We'll discuss what is terminal plane. The teeth are vertically inside. Instead of inclination between the upper and lower teeth, there is straight inclination. So there is generalized spacing in the arch. Anni palla madhya kuda gaps untai. These generalized spacing are helpful for accommodating the permanent teeth. Permanent teeth are bigger in size. If primary dentition is spaced, it is a normal phenomena. It can accommodate the large sized dentition. The primate are remain anthropoid spaces. Next, these spaces are present distal to the upper canine, mesial to the upper canine and distal to the lower canine. Can you see this? These spaces which are present mesial to the upper primary canine and distal to the lower primary canine are called as primoid, semine or anthropoid spaces. Why these are called as primate spaces is because they are present in the primates or the early mammals. These spaces are seen. So this is called as primate spaces. We have two types of spacings. One is the generalized spacing, another is the anthropoid spaces which are present at particular location. This is what is called as anthropoid. Next is the primary molar relation and significance. So in permanent dentition, what happens is if you can see our permanent dentition, the lower molar is situated one cusp ahead. You call it as a mesial step. This is the normal type of relation what we see in permanent dentition. But if we draw a line touching the distal surfaces of primary second molar, you call it as a flush terminal plane. You can see that the upper and lower are present in one vertical instead of lower situated head in the medial is what is called as terminal step. In due course of time, these flush terminal plane gets converted into mesial relationship. If a distal step is present in the lower arch in the dentition, it clearly indicates to develop into a class, or it indicates the maxilla is situated at the head of mandible. Our mixed dentition period, the important aspect in the life of an individual. It is the period where we have to be very vigilant about the normal dentition occlude. It is the phase where a number of changes takes place in due course of time. It is the in the underlying maxilla and mandible also. It is the phase where the anterior teeth as well as the posterior teeth changes will occur. These spaces closed, all the spaces closed, and the teeth starts erupting, and also there is increase in the size of maxilla and mandible. So you can divide the mixed dentition period into two stages. One is the early mixed dentition stage and late mixed dentition stage. These 6 years of mixed dentition stage, first 3 years is called early, and the next 3 years is called as late mixed dentition. As discussed already, we have divided into first transition phase that occur in the first transitional period. It is the erupt of first permanent molar. We know that denotes the setting of the permanent dentition stage. So in the mixed dentition stage, the first tooth to erupt is the lower incisor or the lower first molar. So there is the change in the incisor. Deciduous incisors are replaced by permanent incisors. As we have discussed, there is the flush terminal plane. Another feature is called as incisor liability and increase in inverse width and lingual eruption of the lower incisors. Next comes intertransitional period. The very important aspect is ugly duckling stage, and except that this is a relatively stable period. Next comes the second transition period, or the last phase of mixed dentition period, where the posterior primary teeth are being replaced by the posterior permanent teeth. Now we discuss about here what is leeway space of nines and the dimensional change, what is early mesial shift and what is late mesial shift we are going to discuss. So we can see that eruption of primary teeth, and already the molar has erupted the first molar. This is called as the first transitional phase. So what are the problems here? We have discussed about that flush terminal plane. So same thing we have seen in primary dentition, the distal surface of the primary second molar erupts plus terminal. If you draw a vertical line connecting the distal surfaces of the primary second molar, it is in one line instead of a mesial step which is seen in a class 1 condition. We know that a class 1 condition is a normal phenomena in an, according to Andrew Spin, the mesiobuccal cusp of the first molar should occlude in the mesiobuccal groove. That it indicates this cusp is a head, lower buccal cusp is a head. So whenever a mesial step is present in the primary second molar, it definitely gives rise to a class 1 condition, or sometimes it gives rise to class 3 condition. A flush terminal plane and end-on plane is a common phenomena. End-on relation, when it is present in the primary dentition, is called as flush terminal plane. When it is present initially, when the first molars, when the first permanent molars, you can see they are marked as blue in color, permanent first molar. When the permanent first molars erupt, they occur end to end. Whereas if a distal step is present, it clearly indicates the maxillary arch is head. If the permanent molars erupt in a class 2 condition, they indicate a class 2 condition. So how this class 2 condition, a flush terminal plane, is converted into a class 1 condition? It occurs by 3 factors. We know that the mandibular growth is more compared to the maxilla. As the mandible grows more rapidly, the mandibular molar also grows more rapidly, and it comes forward to the maxillary molar. And we are going to see that what is leeway space. Leeway space is something space present anterior to the permanent first molar. So in the lower arch, this leeway space is more. When the space is more, the lower first molar moves ahead of the upper first molar. So these are the factors which contribute for the flush terminal plane to be converted into a class 1. So flush terminal plane is a self-correcting anomaly, one of the self-correcting anomaly that is present in the dentition period, which is converted into a class 1 relationship. So when spaces are utilized, and when generalized spaces we have seen, it is called as mesial shift. When the freeway space or leeway space utilized, it is called as late mesial shift. So what is incisal liability? The incisal liability is the difference in the mesiodistal dimensions of the permanent teeth and the primary teeth. The permanent teeth are bigger in size. The incisors they replace in the primary dentition. It is 7.6 millimeters in the maxilla and mandible is 6 millimeters. How the space is going to be gained? But this is by interdental spaces. That's what we are discussing about the significance of interdental spaces. And there is increase in interdental width and change in the incisor inclination. So this is intercanine width increase. This is what is inclination we have discussing about. In primary teeth, it is very straight. Can you see very straight teeth? Whereas in permanent teeth, this is incisor inclination. Safety valve mechanism. We know that the maxilla and mandible, proper intercanine width of the maxilla acts as a safety valve. So we know that after birth, the mandible grows rapidly, but the intermaxillary canine width grows after the mandible growth is completed. Two things here. One is the horizontal growth of the mandible. When the horizontal mandibular grows, but its intercanine width is not grow as compared to the maxilla. So in the last, maxillary intercanine width growth stops. If the mandible is let to grow like that, it leads to a class 3 relationship. So the intercanine width of the maxilla, which completes late compared to the mandible, acts as a safety valve mechanism. It prevents the mandible from going into a class 3 condition or crossing the maxilla. Sometimes another feature in the mixed dentition is these permanent lower teeth may erupt when the primary incisors are present. These primary incisors may exfoliate, and due to tongue pressure, this may come out. This is another self-correcting anomaly. So next comes the intertransitional period or Kinsey period. Nothing, the ugly duckling stage. We discuss leeway space. What is ugly duckling stage? If we see the dentition of a child at during the eruption of the canines, you can see a space developing like a V-shaped. a diverting V shape, it is less just like a walking duckling. అంటే చిన్న బాత్ ఎలా నడుస్తుందో కాళ్ళు ఇట్లా సాగదీసి అలా ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి ఈ స్పేసెస్ midline diastema is not a common phenomena in permanent dentition. This is another self-correcting anomaly. Why this occurs means whenever the permanent canine is erupting, it exerts its force on the roots of the lateral incisor. When the force is exerted on the roots, the crowns move away from one another. When the canine starts erupting and reaches the level of the crown, when it reaches the level of the crown, it starts exerting in this direction. So the midline diastema of permanent canine. So this is another phenomena which is called as another phenomena we have what is called leeway space. Leeway is something extra space is present. We know that the permanent canines and all permanent dentition is bigger than primary dentition, but controversially, the permanent canine and premolar dentitions, it is less than the combined width of the deciduous molars and the canine. Can you see that the deciduous canine and the molars is greater than the teeth replaced? This amount of space available for the permanent teeth, this helps in the molar to come forward. This is called as leeway space of Nancy. Leeway space of Nancy is nothing but the difference in the mesiodistal width of the primary canine and primary molars minus the mesiodistal width of the permanent canine and the premolars. Permanent premolars is called as leeway space. In the maxilla, it is 0.9 mm of average per quadrant, and in the mandible 1.7. Since the mandible has a more leeway space, the mandibular molar moves more forward and there is correction of the flush terminal plane. These are the important points you have to remember. It is very important in Viva also. So permanent dentition. With the eruption of the second molar, permanent dentition comes to an end. So there is a particular sequence where the permanent dentition should erupt. Otherwise, it leads to crowding. What is the sequence in which the permanent dentition should erupt? It is in the maxillary arch. It's 6, 1, 2, 4, 3, 5, 7, or sometimes the canine erupts after all the premolars have erupted. These 7 should erupt last. It marks the end of the active permanent dentition phase. After this, normally we won't consider the third molars. If we consider the third molars, it is the third molars which erupts at 18 years of age. 6 years where the first molar erupts, 12 years where the second molar erupts. In the mandibular arch, usually this erupts. The lower incisor erupts, and we have sequence was called as 6, 1, 2, 3, 5, 7 or 6, 1, 2, 4, 5, 7. So we have seen there are what is called as self-correcting anomalies. Sometimes you may get essay question on self-correcting anomalies. Discuss the different self-correcting anomalies in the developing occlusion. So what are the self-correcting anomalies? We have seen that in pre-dental stage, what are the self-correcting anomalies? We have the retrognathic mandibular gum pad. We have an anterior open bite or infantile swallow. Instead of teeth touching, the tongue comes in between the gum pads. Whereas in permanent dentition, we start chewing or closing, we can see that the teeth close in the anterior region, whereas the tongue intercepts in the primary dentition. And there is sometimes in the primary dentition anterior deep bite. We have discussed what is flush terminal. We have discussed what are spacings are present. In mixed dentition period, a midline diastema and ugly duckling stage, these are very, very short in the terms. We'll see the lingual eruption of the mandibular permanent incisors, how they are corrected into a arch by the tongue pressure. We have seen endal-molar relation arising of flush terminal plane, how it converts into a class 1 relationship with early mesial shift and late mesial shift. And we have deep bite and the increase in overjet and overbite in early permanent dentition is seen. These are the some of the features of development of dentition. I was little bit speed. I'm little bit speed to cover all the topics. Hope I have covered all the topics. Is there any doubt? Ma kodiga on cheyagaltama video. So any doubts, students?
No, sir.
No, sir.
మా ఎవరు లేరా? వింటున్నారా అని చేసి వెళ్ళిపోయారా?
వింటున్నాం సార్.
వింటున్నాం సార్.
వందన, డాక్టర్ దీప్తి,
Yes, sir.
శశి, T. Lakshmi, Sai Lakshmi.
Yes, sir.
Are you
Yes,
able
sir.
to understand? Seniors are also there. Any questions from senior? Are you able to understand? What is early mesial shift? Hi, Nikhil. Manogna. Anybody from senior batch? మ్యూట్ చేసావా భార్గవ్?
సార్ లేదు సార్, అందరూ అన్మ్యూట్ లోనే ఉన్నారు సార్.
ఎవరు వాయిస్ వినిపించలేదు. ఆన్ చేసి వెళ్ళిపోయారా?